Well, hey everybody, welcome back and good evening. Today is Friday and I've got something very special for you, a sneak peek into the upcoming release of the Athearn Genesis SD70ACe and the Powered by Our People scheme. Now this will be coming out very soon, and this is a locomotive that Union Pacific did to honor their employees. So we're just going to simply unbox the locomotive, get my first thoughts on it. It's not going to be a review because this is a pre-production sample, the only one in existence to my knowledge, but you get to see what you'll get if you pre-order this, or if you decide to order it in the future. You get a warranty card, a bunch of paperwork, standard Athearn Genesis SD70ACe manual with lots of pages going over the functions. Looks like maybe another operator's guide and manual as well. But let's take a look at this locomotive and kind of get the first impressions of how well they replicated this from the real thing, which I have seen in person. So we'll pull this off. And I can tell you right off the bat, it's a very colorful locomotive. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Alright, as I mentioned, the first real thing I noticed outside the box is how vibrantly detailed and colored the locomotive is. It is a pretty nice rendition of the real thing. We're going to zoom in on the front, talk about some things that Athearn has already improved in their SD70ACe line, including rubber MU hoses down here and LED lighting. But we'll take a look mostly at the scheme of this locomotive and cover a few features. So we'll zoom in and just let you see the detail in case you pre-ordered this or if you're looking to order it. UP shield on the front with wings, ditch lights mounted above the anti-climber, which are LEDs, McHenry coupler, accessory hoses, coupler cut bar all on the front. You have a PTC antenna array up top, finely detailed windshield wipers, and a cab camera mounted inside. You can see right there at the tip of my pointer. Powered by Our People and 1111 are on the side near the cab window. Speaking of cab windows, nicely tinted, nice dark glaze to it. Going along the sides, you've got the US flag working its way down to the beginning of the real artwork here of all the different positions of the railroad. But let's not also forget about the emergency shutoff button, sight glass detail, and plumbing on the fuel tank. As we zoom back in to look closer at this artwork, we're going to work towards the radiator section here, but everything has nice depth on the compartment detail, and all of the artwork looks really, really nice. Very vibrant locomotive that greatly depicts the real thing. This is just something that's very nice to have, probably the most detailed and most colorful paint scheme of anything, and I have all of the special paint schemes from UP. Speaking of the radiator fan grill area, there's see-through detail on the back, the intake, and then some nice grating detail there. Up top you've got 3 fans as well. 2 you can see through back here. And we'll show the top detail later. Zoom out a bit and work our way to the back. On the back of this locomotive, a lot of the same detail we talked about before with the coupler cut bar and the accessory hoses that are rubber, or MU hoses that are rubber. But right in the center, below the rear lights, a UP shield of sorts, or crest I should say, that says Courage to Care, Union Pacific. And then it has a Latin saying that goes down a golden spike with 2 lions on each side. LED lights, as we talked about before. Stanchions all seem to be holding up fairly well. But again, pre-production sample here. On the other end, or other side I should say, more artwork with all of the different positions of the railroad. I'll zoom in so you can have a closer look. And you can see how that contrasts and works with the compartment detail as well, making a very vibrant locomotive. Windshield wipers are applied to the back window as well. Alright, we'll start with the PTC antenna array. And this lifts up just like all the other Athearn SD70ACes, so you can install crew figures, add detail to the cab, mess with the lighting on the headlight if you want to. But it's simply a magnetic roof piece that snaps in like that. But as you can see, running down the center of this PTC antenna array all the way down is this stripe. And also powered by our people is printed on both sides here. All the way down the exhaust. The horn, a red color. Then the radiator fans towards the back, and finally this red colored or orange colored, depending on what you're looking at. I'm colorblind, don't take my word for it. Sand filler hatch back here. So here's the quick startup sequence. See the brightness of the LEDs even with the lights on here. Listen to just a few sounds. This bell, horn, short horn, dynamic brakes, F5 controls ditch lighting, F0 controls the headlight. Seven is dimmer, which works fine. 8's mute. So 9 is actually a mixer that will cut the volume in half. Ten's bringing it up to notch 8. It's called straight to 8. And this Tsunami 2 is packed with lots of features, including dynamic digital exhaust, engine RPM notching up manually with F26 or down with F27. There's lots of different features packed out, almost all of the 28 functions of the decoder. I'm going to go ahead and move this, check its slow speed control. You can set this decoder to where it detects a load and will actually increase the engine RPM sounds based on that load. So 2 speed steps, it's smoothing out here. Genesis drives are pretty good though. In regular testing, I usually have no problems. I let it do a run by here. 4 now, and 5. I'll check reverse. Reverse light's working. There's 1. We're actually up to 5 speed steps. Cut down to 1 here, so we can keep an eye on this. There's 2. 3, 4, and 5. So the Genesis drive proves to be pretty smooth again, even in pre-production testing, where I think a lot of this was put together, kind of cobbled together to make a functioning locomotive. But it gives you a good sneak peek of what this locomotive will bring. I'm going to leave you with a run-by of this locomotive with a few pieces of excursion cars, because that's what they've been running with recently. And we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.